up, y'all? We want to welcome y'all to the Black Jesus Now podcast. Before we get started with today's episode, we're going to first acknowledge one of our sponsors, which is the Black Jesus Trap Juice. We're going to drop the link below to make sure y'all have the option to go down there and purchase and support it if you want to. We would gladly appreciate you. And today, we're gonna talk about like relationship finances. Like a lot of people in relationships, like it comes to the point where when times get hard, people run off on you, because like with money play a big role in happiness in relationships.
Right.
And a lot of people don't really understand how to get the money. They just want the money. So today we're gonna talk about some things we went through and some things and knowledge we had to grasp and things we had to change about ourselves to put us in position to receive these blessings that we've been asking God for. And I'm gonna start it off by just, telling a little side of my story, how I was like, even with me coming up and coming from the background I came from. Like I said, we always wanted the money for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Like we wanted the money to flex. We wanted the money to get the most women. We wanted the money to stunt the most. And I noticed just like from me being married now, like I cut all that out. Like the money is strictly to take care of my family, and they come from me getting my mind right with God, because I can honestly say if God would have gave me that type of money that I'm asking him for now and we walking towards, that I would have messed up.
Right.
Like he know it would have ruined me. And when you start searching for God, you'll understand a lot of the things that you thought you wanted. The more mature you get and wiser you get, you understand you wanted them things for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
So we're gonna talk to people about, some tips on, how to understand why you want what you want and the things you need to get what you want. And you can get them, some input on some things you learn and some things that help you, to get you in the position that you in right now.
Well, I learned a lot. There's no way that I could have the things now back then that I have now, because I just wouldn't know how to handle it. You know what I mean? Like where I come from, I don't come from I grew up with my grandparents, and they had they got their life right. They came from poverty. And so I grew up in a good little setting or whatever. But it wasn't a foundation where we came from like a lot of money to where, when you get grown, you go out in the world and you be straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like I wanted money really just to stunt on people. Like I wanted to be able to drive a nice car.
Yeah.
So I could be like, yeah, she ain't got the car I got. You know what I mean? Wear the nice clothes to make it seem like, I was up here, this, that, and the third. Like, it wasn't for the right reasons. So I knew that's why God didn't let me keep nothing. Like, he never let me be without. Like, he always made sure I was good.
Yeah.
And I had food to eat and stuff. But it was just like, if I give her $1 million right now, she about to, it ain't going to work. So I know when I got with you, I still had a lot of learning to do.
Yeah.
And I remember we be going through stuff, the regular married couples that, we go through. And in my head, I'm thinking, shoot, if I had $1 million, I'd be out.
Yeah.
Like, and God knew, like, she don't need this is where she need to be. Like, I put this man in her life for a reason. I brought her from New Jersey for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So imagine if I would have had the money then.
Yeah.
Like,
you
it wouldn't be no
us.
Boot camp. Right. I didn't want to go through, like, being righteous.
Yeah.
I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to run the show. You know what I mean? I wanted to, like, it went from a time where my husband, he got me a car or whatever. When I first came down here, I had came down here with a small car, Sonata. We had a big family. He ended up blessing me with my own car. But the thing is what I learned is when I had my car, I used to try to run him with my vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he used my car, he had his own whip. He pulled it out when he wanted to pull it out. He had the the high, the fly stuff
Yeah.
or whatever. So if he used my car, I knew like, if he out with his boys, I could tell him, come back, come back with
Yeah.
my car, just to, run him. And I knew that was something God didn't like, because he could have been handling business, for our family, just hanging out with his boys and stuff like that. But I was doing things to control.
Yeah,
So
and
God showed me, like you can't handle everything right now. You got to get right with me before I bless you with this, that, and the third.
yeah, cause you gotta first know how to treat people.
Right.
If you don't know how to treat people, you gonna cut off all your blessings because everything God give you going to come from a person.
Right.
So you have to check yourself. Do I want these things to stun on people, or do I want to get these things to do the right thing and build generational wealth for my families and put us in a better position and all that? Because the first thing you got to do is, you got to go to God and you got to pray.
Right.
Like once you give him a prayer, you got to give him something to bless. Like a lot of people want to get money and a lot of people know how to get money.
Right.
But what's separated is who know how to keep the money. And a lot of keeping the money, the part that play in that is it's not the money, because the money and the riches is always there.
Right.
It's the person you got to become to receive that money. And that's what people get messed up, because they feel like they can get the money when not becoming who they need to become to receive that money.
Right.
Because money can destroy a lot of stuff. Like money is powerful. It can destroy your marriage, your relationships, your friendships. It can destroy anything because it make you feel powerful.
Yeah.
You know why a lot of people want money? So they ain't gotta need nobody.
Yeah.
That's what my point. Like, hey, you drop me a bag, God, you give me what I really want. I ain't answering for nobody.
Right,
Shit,
right.
It's over with.
That's in all of us. That's in all of us.
Yeah, ain't nobody nah. I ain't gotta deal with you.
Right,
You done made
right.
me mad.
Yeah.
You done.
Yeah.
And I had to understand, like, why would God give me that if I'm praying to put people in position, and what he gonna give me to put people in position, I'm cutting them short.
Right.
And that's the thing about life, man. Money, it brings so much competition, and a lot of time people curse themselves from not being able to see other people fly. God bless us. We all got something to give, and that's what the devil don't want. When you put your heads together with people and you're able to put things in order and come up with a plan and y'all execute that plan, that's success.
Yeah.
Y'all beating the odds. Because the devil, it'll get in your head.
Yeah.
Like it'll make you do some things like that you would never thought you imagine you'll do for some money.
Yeah.
That's how powerful it is.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that, like, just praying and fasting and getting right with God, it taught me how to choose people over money.
Yeah.
Because that's some of the main reason why we always wanted the money, just to stunt and flex on people. So I'm gonna let you explain a little about like some things you may have went through and becoming the person you need to become to receive the blessings that you receiving right now.
Okay. Well, shoot. I can say this one serious situation I went through in my early 20s, around the time I met you or whatever. I was going through a time in my life where God had to really like sit me all the way down. Like I lost everything. Like I lost everything. And God had introduced me to you. Like I was going through a lot in my life at the time where I didn't have no finances, my car was taken from me. I was homeless basically. You know what I mean? And God introduced me to you. And you like kept giving me God's word. Like I was going through it. Like I felt like I was going to lose it all. Like I didn't even want to be here at one point.
Yeah.
But God had to sit me down and put me through that so I could be the person I am today. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have nothing. I lost it all. Like, and he was like, I'm gonna send this person from here or whatever to introduce you to me. You know what I mean? So that all the things that you want in life, you can have.
Yeah.
So when he introduced me to you, I learned a lot about myself. You know what I mean? I learned how to treat people. I learned how to love real people. I met people who showed me real love, something I never really received because love comes from God. If people don't have God in their life, how can they say they love you? You know what I mean? So I came around people that showed me something different, and I learned a lot from them. So from there, I was able to, elevate. Like with you, like you done put me on game with a lot of stuff. You taught me a lot, like, and now look at what we have. We have 8 kids. We got food in our mouths. We have everything that we could possibly want. Of course, we want more because we want generational wealth for our family, for our great 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 grandchildren. That's the whole point of us wanting the things that we want, because that's why we want money, because we want to make sure that none of our kids and great grandchildren and stuff have to go through the things that we had to go through, so they can strictly focus on God. Well, when I first met you, I wasn't homeless. I wasn't. But I ended up going through some things, with some people, and it led to me being homeless. So, but you had stuck around with me through it all, like, from the beginning to all of that happening or whatever. Like I didn't have nowhere to go, no one to turn to. And at the time, we weren't even married, and he was making sure me and my children were straight. You was making sure we had a hotel to stay in and everything, like, making sure that we weren't hungry or anything, like we were good. That was nothing but God, putting somebody in my life that only had seen me, a few times. We had talked every day, all day, like he was, just helping me and teaching me a lot or whatever. So basically God had stripped me of everything. So at that time, like, I didn't understand it how I do now, but I was like stressed out. Like, I was like, at some point I was feeling like I didn't want to be here. But with my husband, well, at the time he wasn't my husband, but you was just encouraging me, like, to become better, and letting me know, like, why I was going through the things that I was going through, like you helped me out a lot. So basically I learned, like, with finances, like that, going all the way up into a marriage, I knew, like, basically what you put out, you get back. So in my life, I was doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing. For one, I wasn't using my money for the right things, like everything, was basically just, I was just living in the world. Like, it ain't had nothing to do with God. Like, I wasn't worried about God or whatever. Like, I knew it was a God, but I wasn't following his lead or whatever. So everything that I gained, I ended up losing, know?
And like, even like even in relationships, people want to have the independent attitude.
Right.
And the independent attitude is like, let me secure it how I want to secure it. So if anything fail, I'm protecting my heart. Like, and that right there, like, it allowed people to sabotage their relationship, sabotage their financial blessings on your relationship and everything, because y'all not together as one. Y'all not on one accord. In the Bible tell you, seek ye the kingdom of God, and all those things to be added upon you. But you first got to seek God through righteousness. We're not just trying to look like it. We're trying to live like it.
Right.
And that's where you separate the real steppers for God and the ones that just want to look like it. Because when you ain't really stepping for God, it's going to show.
Yeah.
Like, I learned this, like, just, you going to go through a whole lot more stuff too when you trying to live right and do right, because a lot of times the sacrifices and the things you'll take upon, people won't do. And you looking for something in return, but people not going to treat you the way you'll treat them. That's why they're not in the position that you're in.
Right.
God give different positions to people that's willing to gain self-control and learn how to listen to him. And I know, like, with just me doing right by my marriage, like I say, it took me to a whole another level, and that's because I got my priorities right. Like that's what you doing. Like are you asking God for these riches to stun on people? Are you asking God for these riches to not have to deal with people no more? Are you asking God for these riches to turn up and do whatever you want to do? Because you gotta reconsider, you gotta reevaluate what you asking God what for these riches for. Encourage people because people don't understand. Like I say, the money always out there. It's the person you gotta become to get that money, to get them riches. You gotta let God be able to trust you. It's a process.
Right.
Like with God, you give Him something, He gonna give you something, but you ain't gonna have your way and still expect God to give you everything you want. It gonna come with some sacrifice, and it's a price you gotta pay for it. And the thing about it is, the success determines on who's willing to take those sacrifices. And you know, a lot of people ain't willing to take on certain sacrifices, but you know, they'll feel a certain type of way while this person here and this person now. Because people are the most important thing in the world. Like you gotta know how to treat people.
Yeah.
Everything you get coming from somebody, God gonna put it on somebody's heart, or somebody gonna come bless you, somebody gonna put you in the right position. You know, whatever it is, whatever you God ain't dropping nothing out the sky on you. You know, you gotta get right with God. And I tell all men, like, man, having a woman can be the best thing for you, because a woman can turn a house into a home. You know, whatever you give her, she gonna put life into it. And you know that determines a big part on where I'm at now, because your woman and your man supposed to protect your peace, because your peace that creates y'all heaven.
Right.
So if you protecting your man head and how he feel and not putting his mind in messed up situations, then you're allowing to put yourself in position to where he can take y'all where y'all need to go. But that first, what you gotta understand, am I gonna become the person I need to become to get these things I'm trying to ask God for?
Right.
You know, so I tell people in a relationship, when you see things going bad and y'all going through this and that, you know, y'all just need to come together with God and make an agreement. And you know, y'all have a business plan put together. Because like I always say, a lot of people can get money, but with this, you know, what separate the two is who can get it and who can keep it.
Right.
You know, you gotta build on it. You know, you gotta go with your vision. You know, because the devil always trying to stop you from doing something in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as you get ready to think about something good, the devil already come to tell you how it can fail. So the thing about it is, what separate you from people is being a finisher. When you start something, make sure you finish it. Because if you don't finish it, you already then counted your loss. You know, so whatever you do, no, you living right, you treating people right, give God something to bless, and God gonna make sure he take care of you.
Yeah.
And you got anything you want to say to the people?
Don't give up. Put God first. Make sure if you have a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, any kind of ships, make sure God is the foundation of it, because that's the only way it's gonna work. That's the only way you're gonna be able to get ahead. The only way you're gonna be able to have peace, because like we see people that have millions of dollars that have no peace. And you may look at, and they live in the way they want to live, and you may look like, oh, I want to have a life like them. You don't want to have a life like them, because this life right here is temporary, and they not doing what they need to do for the life, you know, for afterlife, to be in heaven. They doing what they want to do right here, and they aren't necessarily happy. Money don't make you happy. So remember to put God first, and you can have your heaven on earth.
Yeah.
And be peaceful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, like, don't be a person that treat people bad for the things of this world.
Right.
You know, like, this temporary. You know, you show God, like, no, I'm gonna put people first.
Yeah.
And the more you show God that you can put people first, all the other things gonna be added upon you.
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta show God. This between you and God. Your relationship supposed to be between you and God. Because when you get that relationship right, you able to get you able to get the relationship with others right.
Yeah.
You know, but you ain't gonna treat somebody right if you don't got no relationship with God. And you know that's what like I can tell people like, man, when you and your spouse come together for God and y'all got the same head and y'all trying to do right by each other and y'all got the same goals, it ain't nothing that y'all can't do because now it's not one person fighting by itself, it's two of y'all.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. Like when you're in a relationship, I want to try to do everything I can do to protect your peace.
Right.
Is I'm perfect? No. Are you perfect? No. But we're going to make sure we doing the best we can do. We're going to slip, we're going to fall, but at the end of the day, we love each other. We're going to pick each other back up and understand tomorrow we're going to try it again on a new day, you know. And if y'all having, you know, any financial, you know, problems, because we all going to have, you know, you never getting comfortable. So you always going to have financial problems because as soon as you set your goal to stop there, you just gave up. You know, don't never settle for nothing. Always, if you can get $1 million, you can get $1 billion. If you can get $1 billion, you can get $1 trillion. You know, don't put no cap on them because you don't know what God want to take you. You know, you just got to keep following Him, and you know, you keep letting Him lead you. He'll show you some things about yourself that you probably didn't even know you had inside of you. You know, you just got to go through God and get it. And we're gonna close the show out. You know, letting everybody know we hope that, you know, this helped y'all, you know, just sharing our journey and the things we've been through, and we just letting y'all know that people ain't perfect. People might paint a perfect picture, but nobody's perfect. You know, we all human. At the end of the day, we all breathe, we all bleed, you know. So just continue to find God, put God first, continue to love one another, continue to let your man lead you, but first the man have to follow God. He gotta find God. Don't let anybody lead you because a man with no GPS don't even know where he going. So make sure you following a man that know how to follow God and trust that man enough. The biggest thing, do not let the devil trick you to make you feel like you can't trust no man. Don't let the devil trick you into, because you never know who God put in your life. That's that selfish attitude that make a woman feel like she don't need a man, but we was created for one another. It's so much powerful when you got a man and a woman. And you're a queen, you deserve a king. You're a king, you deserve a queen.
Yep.
And I'm gonna let you take us out.
All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed our realness. Because you know we keep it real. You know
I'm gonna keep it.
That's why we here. We here to, you know, shed the light. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys leave some comments. You know, if you guys want us any type of, you know, advice or anything that we can help you guys with, leave some comments below. Anything that, you know, you want to point out to us or whatever, just let us know. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so that you can keep up with our podcast and also our vlogs too, because we vlog with our kids.
Y'all be on the lookout for that. And we got a lot of stuff coming. We got movies coming.
Y'all music,
TV show. It's the whole God just working right now. You know, like it's a lot coming. We busy right now, so make sure y'all. We gonna drop the link on this on the Black Jesus Trap Juice where y'all can purchase this and support this. And God bless y'all. We love y'all. Let's all grow together and become who we need to become and follow our purpose and what God created for us. We gonna holler at y'all.
All right, peace.